mentioned about healthcare in your debate with Silicon.
Yes.
So talking about Obamacare, now the Republicans finally had a proposal that is in the House that is to replace Obamacare, but we have other like 2 different lines that the Republicans are like pursuing. So HSAs, tax credits, or just going back to the standards that we had before 2009. Which is your preference? Like what of the 3 lines, or you have a separate choice? And the second question is, why don't we learn with the things that are going wrong with Latin America? Because like in Latin America, all the populism that Trump is proposing for trade wars were implemented in Venezuela, in Brazil, in Argentina. The default on the debt in Argentina, right. Brazil with inflation, the countries are screwed now.
Right, okay, so I'll start with the Latin America question. The reason that America has a problem learning from other countries is because we have this concept in the United States where people don't know what American exceptionalism means. This is my problem with Trump, it's my problem with Obama, it's my problem with Hillary. American exceptionalism means that the principles upon which the country were founded are exceptional. It doesn't mean that you're exceptional because you were born here. It doesn't mean that you get to implement the same policies that Latin America implements, but somehow it has a different ending because you were born in Burbank, California, instead of being born in Caracas. And it's nonsense. And what I think people have fallen into, and you hear it from Obama all the time. Obama says this all the time. Well, we're America. And well, we're America. America's always going to be great. It's all going to be great. The arc of history bends toward justice. You know, that kind of bullshit. And when he says that stuff, you know, people tend to resonate to it because they think that we're all going to be great, but it ain't going to be great if you try the same ideas. But that really is, when I say that Trump, and there's this whole, it's not just Trump, there's this whole jingoistic aspect to a lot of Americans. That's not me ripping on patriotism. Patriotism means something. It means you stand up for the founding principles, not that just the borders matter only, because what's inside the borders matters more to me than where you draw it. So that's my critique of why people don't take the lessons. I mean, listen, forget Latin America, we had this lesson in Cuba, in the Soviet Union. We have a lesson in California for the rest of the country. I mean, this place is turning into a hellhole, right? And everybody's standing around going, well, if you do the same thing California did, maybe it'll be different. So that's number one. As far as the Obamacare argument, my optimistic vision of what's going to happen with Obamacare is that I think Obamacare is actually going to be the death of government-run medicine. Because it'll take a little while, but it'll happen. Because what's going to happen is the reimbursement rates from Medicare and Medicaid are going to be so low, doctors are going to stop accepting it. And instead they're going to start accepting cash. And the insurance companies are going to be bankrupted, which is sad because people do need catastrophic health insurance covered. But people are going to start doing their normal hospital visits in cash. And so what's going to end up happening, my wife's a doctor, and what's going to end up happening is that people are going to start accepting cash, and then there will actually be profit incentives for people to become doctors again. Because what's happening right now is that there's a tremendous undersupply of doctors, less people going into the profession, lots of people dropping out, too much paperwork. Talk to any doctor, they'll tell you this is true. The only way to make healthcare better in America is to create more supply, as I said, and the only way to do that is to create more profit incentive. You want to create more supply of anything, you have to create more profit incentive. If you're going to make money off of something, you do it more often, right? So I think Obamacare is going to leave a lot of people in the lurch because the costs are going to be high and the insurance companies are going to go bankrupt. At the end, you'll end up with a cash system, and then we'll devolve back to a private system. It's been happening, by the way, in Canada and in Britain and in Israel. This black market system that is completely, it's like a shadow system that exists. Like if you have cancer, you don't go to the public healthcare system in Canada. You find a black market system and you go find somebody who actually knows what they're doing.